Hello friends, I am Dr. Sopan Erande from S.V.K.T College, Zoology camp. Now today we are going to discuss about the SYBC lecture of the starfish. So in the study of the starfish, we are going to details about the external characters. So in today's lecture, we will see the some historical account and as well as the some details about the starfish. So the starfish, but before that starfish is the invertebrate animals, and in the invertebrate animals you know the very well there are the absence of the vertebral column or the notochord, as well as there the nerve cord which are present on the ventral side, and as well as in case of the invertebrate, these animals can be present or can be survive in the water, and as well as some of the invertebrates that are found in the land, as well as the some arboreals. Related to this starfish which are belongs to the phylum Echinodermata, but in this the phylum Echinodermata, you know the very well these all the echinodermal animals that are the marine animals, and as well as their organ systems which are the very well developed also. But here the animals that are found into the various depth of the sea. Some animals they are also be found in the coastal regions, and so here that's why these animals which are the very important here. But here these animals, there are the special taxonomic character is present, that is there are the presence of the water vascular system. This type of the water vascular system is not present in the another animals, and that's why the circulation of the nutrients and as well as the water elimination which are takes place through the water vascular system, and this is the specialty. But related to this the marine life of the starfishes, these animals which are exclusively marine, that is the special characters of this the phylum, as well as the body of these animals which are covered by the skin or the integument, but the skin having the small spines, and that's why there are the spiny skin which are also present here. This animal body is made up of the 3 layers, that's why it is called as the triploblastic animals. And in these animals there are the open type of the circulatory system which are also seen here. But next important thing, open type of the circulatory system is present, but the radial nervous system is present, external system is the absent. External system which is the absent. And so here there are the another modification is observed, that is what? So there are the presence of the tube feet which are useful for to the locomotion. Not only the locomotion, but which are useful for to the another purposes also. See, in this, the starfishes, there are, or in this the echinoderms, there are the reproduction which are also be the observed here in the 2 ways. One is the sexual reproduction by the gametic fusion, and another is the asexual reproduction by the regeneration. These type of the reproduction which are also be the seen here. As well as there are the various types of the sense organs are present here. But in this the starfish, there are only the sense organs are present which are the eyes or the eye spots, and the tentacles are present. Now today we will see the next one, that is the in this session which type of the points we have been seen here. The first one, that is the introduction to the starfish. Second one, that is the systematic position. Third one, habit and the habitat. Then the external features of the starfish. In the external features of the starfish we will see the oral surface and the aboral surface. And in this we will see the what are the learning objectives, or which topics we are also be the seen in this here in this lecture. To understand the marine water life of the phylum Echinodermata, then to study the habit and the habitat of the starfish, and to understand the detailed morphology of the starfish. So what is the starfish? Starfish is known as the Asterias, but very commonly it is known as the starfish. Very commonly it is known as the starfish. But here one of the important thing, the starfish is the common word is used, but it is the misleading word. Because of why? There are the 2 words are used here. One is the star and another is the fish. It is not the look like the star, and it is not, there is not any one character that is present in the fishes. And that's why this word is the misleading word here. And that's why the scientists, they are also with the prepare the one name for this, that is the sea star. That is the sea star, and sea star is the correct word also, because of it is found in the sea and it is somewhat star shaped here. This is the one thing. But here there are the 150 species which are recorded all over the world. But nowadays there are some common species which are found all over the world as well as in the India, that is the Asterias rubinus. It is found into the English and the North European coast, as well as the Asterias vulgaris. It is found into the North Atlantic coast of the North America. Then Asterias forbesi, it is found into the eastern seashore from the Maine to the Gulf of Mexico. Then Asterias amurensis, it is found into the Bering Sea, Japan and the Korea. But those are the Asterias rubinus. This is not only found into the English and the North European coast, but that is found into the Indian Oceans like the Hindi Mahasagar as well as the Arabian Seas also. Then next one, that is the Asterias tenerea. This Asterias tenerea is found into the seashore of the Nova Scotia of the New Jersey. Out of that, those are the first three species, these are commonly found in the Indian Oceans also. And this is about the total, the introduction. But there are not only the starfish, that is the Asterias, but there are some common sea stars which are found here. Examples are given here, that is the Pentaceros, Astropectin, Asterina, Heliaster, Solaster, Luidia. So here these are the various examples we have been seen also. So then we will see the next one, that is the systematic position. Systematic position means this animal is classified according to the classification of the Linnean. So this animal, this is the classification. In this there are, the phylum is the Echinodermata. So here Echinodermata, these are all are the exclusively marine animals. This is the one important thing. Second important thing, these animals having the water vascular system for the various uses also, or the purposes. So then the next one, that is the subphylum Eleutherozoa. Eleutherozoa, in this, the body which are also be covered by the spines, but the spines which are situated on the calcareous spicules, also calcareous ossicles. And that's why this is the special characters of the subphylum Eleutherozoa. Then class Asteroidea. This class Asteroidea, the special character of the class Asteroidea is what? The body of this animal having the 5 arms. Body is having the 5 arms. Then next one, that is the order. Order is the Forcipulata. Forcipulata, the word is indicating that is the forceps-like. Forceps-like means there are, for the offense and the defense, there are the special organs present on the both the side, that is the oral side and the aboral side of this animal, that is called as the pedicelaria. And this pedicelaria, which are the two types, that is the cross type and the straight type of the pedicelaria. And so here these are the special characters of the Forcipulata. Then genus is the Asterias. Genus is the Asterias, and so here that's why this is the scientific name of the Asterias. And we have been seeing the 4 species, that is the Asterias rubinus, that is the Asterias Asterias rubinus, then Asterias aminarensis, Asterias vulgaris. These are the name of the species. So here these are seen here. Then we will see the next one, that is the habit and the habitat of the Asterias. So this first we will see the habits of habitat of these animals. These animals which are exclusively marine, that already we have been seen here. It is the bottom dwelling animal, or it is also called as the benthonic animals. And these animals which are inhabiting the various types of the bottoms, mainly in the littoral zone. That zones are maybe the rocky zones, that means that is also from the rocky zones, as well as the sandy zones, which are also with the seen here. There are the one example we have been seen here, that is the Forbesi, Asterias forbesi. It is found equally abundant on the hard, rocky, sandy or the soft bottom, while the other species have been found to prefer the rocky and the sea bottom. Why? Because of that is useful for to hidden under the rocky area or in the cracks and the crevices of the rocky area, and that is given the protection. Then Asterias which are generally found solitary. Means when there all the conditions are optimum, at that time these animals which are the solitary, means they are living single. But under the certain ecological conditions, they are showing the gregarious habits. So what type of the ecological condition? Direct sunlight is increased here. Then water bodies which are decreased here. At that time these animals, they are come close together and living in groups for the protection here. This is the one of the habits which are also with observed here. And most of the animals, they are the nocturnal in habit. They are nocturnal in habit, means they are only active in the night period, but they are totally taking the rest into the day period. And that's why these animals are called as the nocturnal animals. So the sea stars, all the sea stars, they are the carnivorous and feeding voraciously. Feeding voraciously, when food material is available, they are continuously eating the food. And carnivorous means they are also using the various types of the food material, like the small crabs, then small crabs, polychaetes, even the small sea stars, even the various types of the worms, they are also be eating here. That's why these animals are called as the carnivorous animals. These are called as the carnivorous animals. As well as these animals which are also feed on the small echinoderms also. For echinoderms also. And that's why these animals are also called as the carnivorous animals. Called as the carnivorous animals, and they are showing the cannibalism. Suppose there are the scarcity of the food material, at that time they are eating even the small asterias also. That's why they are showing the cannibalism. Asterias, which are important to show the various biological relationships. So here, which are the biological relationships? They are also with showing here the parasitism, as well as they are showing the commensalism with the another animals. And there are the various examples which are also with shown by the starfishes also. So as well as the starfish, they are show the very great power of the autotomy and the regeneration. Autotomy means what? Suppose any part of the body is cut by the accident or by the enemies, immediately there are the new organ is developed within the 1 month, and this type of the regeneration which are observed here. As well as second important thing, if suppose any animal which are cut into the half pieces and two animals are separated, so here at that time there are the two animals which are developed here, and that's why the starfishes which are showing the very great power of the autotomy and the regeneration. So then in this we will see the next one, that is the shape, size and the color. The shape of this animal which are also with showing the radial symmetry and the pentamerous body. Radial symmetry and the pentamerous body. Meros means arms, 5 arms which are present here. And the body which are consist of the two parts, one is the central disc and second is the arm. But the body is consist of the central disc, that is the pentagonal in shape, and that's why which is called as the pentagonal central disc, and from which the 5 elongated tapering symmetrical spaced projections which are seen here, and that is called as the rays or the arms. Means from the pentagonal disc there are the 5 arms which are projecting, and these are also with the 5 arms of the starfish also. So here, but this is found in case of the asterias. But in case of the another starfishes, there are the example, that is the solaster. In case of the solaster, there are 7 to the 14 arms are present. There are the another example, that is the heliaster. There are more than 40 arms are present. There are the more than 40 arms are present here. And this is about the total, the shape of the body. Then we will see the size. Size is varies from diameter, that is from 10 to the 20 centimeter. Sometimes when there are the newly developed starfishes are present, that is very small from their diameter, that is also with a very smaller than the 10 centimeter also. But here these animals which are showing the color variations, they are showing the shadows of the yellow color, orange color, brown color and the purple color. But why these animals they are showing the various shadows? That is the very important, because of that colors which are totally depend on the environment. Those are the environment which are present in that the ecosystem. This is the one thing. Second important thing, those are the food material they are taking. According to that, their colors which are also be the changed here. Because of when the newly hatched the starfish is seen, that is body is transparent. Body is the transparent, but their body colors which are changed here. And suppose we have been seen the surface of the body having the two surface. One is the upper surface and another is the lower surface. But the upper surface of this animal is the convex and much darker side. That's why it is called as the aboral side, or it is called as the abactinal sides or the abactinal surface. Means those are the body surface, that is the upper surface. The upper surface is the convex. It is much darker as compared to the lower surface, and this is called as the aboral surface or the abactinal surface or the upper surface. Any one name you can use it also. But here there are the lower surface. As compared to the upper surface, the lower surface is the flat as well as the less pigmented or the light in color, and is called as the oral surface, because of there are the mouth is present, and or it is also called as the actinal surface. These are also with here the color of the body. Then see, we will see the external features of the starfish. In these the external features of the starfish, we have been already see the shape, size and the color, and as well as the body surfaces. So here we have been seen the oral surface. The oral surface which are remain towards the substratum, remains towards the substratum. And in this the oral surface, there are the various important organs which are seen here. That is, one is the mouth, it is called as the oral surface, or it is called as the actinal surface. Second is the ambulacral groove. Third is tube feet or the podia. Fourth one, ambulacral spines. And fifth one, sense organs. So, with the help of this figure, we will see the details about the one by one. So, here at the center of the central disc, this is the figure of the animal. At the center of the central disc, you can see there are the one opening is present, and that opening is called as the mouth. It's called as the mouth. And so here the mouth which are the five-sided, mouth, and this side which are present towards each arms. This is the one thing. Second important thing, the mouth which are guarded by or the supported by, the whole mouth which are guarded by or the supported by the peristomial membrane, and that's why that is called as the peristome. This is covered by the peristomial membrane, and this peristomial membrane which are guarding the mouth. As well as on each corner of the mouth, there are the papillae are present. That papillae which are made up of the very short and the stout spines, and that is called as the oral spines, or it is also called as the oral papillae also. This is the one part. Then second part related to this, from each corner of the mouth, there are the one groove is observed here. That groove you can see here, which starts from the corner of the mouth and which are extend up to the end of the arm. These are seen in each arm. And so here these are the groove is present, and this groove is called as the ambulacral groove. Why this groove is called as the ambulacral groove? Because of this groove which are formed by the V-shaped arrangement of the ambulacral ossicles, and that's why that is called below this there are presence of this groove, and that's why it is called as the ambulacral groove. But inside this the ambulacral groove, there are the third part which are seen here, which is called as the tube feet, or these tube feet which are called as the podia. So this podia or the tube feet, inside this the ambulacral groove, there are the 4 rows of the tube feet are present, and these 4 rows of the tube feet, which are there are arrangement of the tube feet is alternate arrangements. Alternate arrangements means one tube feet is small, another is the large. These are also with the arrangement is seen here. In some type of these the asterius, In some species, there are only the 2 rows of the tube feet are present. See, what is the role of the tube feet? The tube feet which are useful for to capturing the food material. These are useful for to the locomotion. These tube feet which are useful for to the respiration. These are performing the various functions. And this is also useful for to capturing the food material also. And so these tube feet which are made up of the 3 parts. The uppermost part that is called as the ampulla, because of this is the bag-like structure. Middle structure which is called as the podium. This is also where it is receives the lateral canal, and the lower portion is present that is called as the sucker. This sucker is useful for to attachment to the substratum. That is useful for to capturing the prey. That is also useful for to the locomotion. So here in this way, the suckers which are usually here. Why it is called as the sucker? Because of with the help of this sucker, there are the cup-like depression is present. And this cup-like depression, when which is attached to the substratum, there are formation of the vacuum. And with the help of the vacuum, this is firmly attached to the substratum. This is the main role of the tube feet. Then next one that is called as the ambulacral spines. Where are the ambulacral spines are present? These ambulacral spines, there are the 4 types of the ambulacral spines are present. There are the first which are guarding to the ambulacral groove. There are 2 or the 3 rows of the ambulacral grooves are present. Ambulacral spines are present. And these 2 or the 3 rows of the ambulacral spines which are useful for to open and close the ambulacral groove. These are useful for to open and close the ambulacral groove, and these ambulacral spines which are the movable. These are the movable, and this is given the protection to the tube feet also. This is the one. On the sides or on the outer side of these the movable spines, there are the 3 rows of immovable ambulacral spines are present. That are the immovable. These are the next one. And the third one, that is called as the marginal row of the spines. This marginal row of the spines, you can see here, these are the marginal row of the spine, and in this the marginal row of the spine, what is the important of this? This is the demarcation line between the oral and the aboral surface. This is the demarcation line between the oral and the aboral surface, which is called as the marginal spines. And so here, in this way, there are the 4 types of the ambulacral spines are present. Then the next organ which is called as the sense organs. So sense organs, there are the chemoreceptor cells are present. But in this animal, there are only the 5 sense organs are present. And these 5 sense organs are present here. One is called as the eye spot. One is called as the eye spot, and second is called as the tentacles. At the end of each arm, there are the one hollow projection is present, and that hollow projection is the movable, that is called as the tentacles. And these are the tactile in nature, means that is the sense of touch. So here, these are the tactile in nature, and so these are the tentacles are present, which are present in at the end of each arm. Means 5 tentacles are present here. At the base of each tentacles on the aboral side, there are the presence of the spot, that is the eye spot, and inside the eye spot there are the ocelli, group of the ocelli are present, and this is there inside the group of the ocelli there are the lens is present, and that lens which are not useful formation of the any image, but that is only useful for to detect the source of light, where the light is coming from the surrounding medium or the surrounding water. This is the main role of the eye spots, and these are the various parts or the organs which are present on the external or the oral surface. So then we will see the next one, the external features, but on the aboral surface, on the upper surface, which are the external features you can see also. So, and this is the upper aboral surface, this is the upper surface, it is the convex, already we have seen here. It is the light orange to the purplish skin color, and it is called as the aboral surface, or it is also called as the abactinal surface, and in this surface you can observe the various types of these structures. One is the anus, second is the madreporite, third is the spines, then fourth one is the papillae, or it is called as the gills, or it is also called as the branchiae. It is also called as the branchiae, and the fifth part is present, that is called as the pedicel area, which is the very important, because of for that there are the special short note is also asked. So we will see the one by one the details about. So already we have been seeing this animal, there are the pentagonal disc is present. So in this figure you can see clearly the pentagonal disc. There are the pentagonal disc is present. It is also commonly called as the central disc also. But at the central disc, which is not shown in the figure, seen in the figure, but here there are the one small aperture is present. That aperture is not present at the center of the central disc, but that is from apart from the center of the central disc, which is called as the anus. It is the external opening of the digestive system. This is present here. Then here you can see the next one, that is called as the madreporite. This madreporite is the somewhat circular in shape. It is somewhat circular in shape, and this madreporite is button shaped. It is whitish in color, and it is present in between the two arms. But here you can see in between these two arms, those are the angle is present. That angle is called as the radii, But here in the inner side of in between the two angles, those are in between the two arms, those are the space is present, which is called as the interradii. This is the difference between the radii and the interradii. Radii means what? It is the angle between the two arms, and the space between the two arms in the central disc, which is called as the interradii. And in this there are the madreporite is present. This madreporite is whitish colored, as well as it is button shaped, and on this there are irregular wavy shaped grooves are present. And inside the grooves there are the small pores are present. And these pores are how many? In this there are 200 to 250 pores are present. And these pores, that's why the surface of the madreporite is just like the shoe. Shoe-like structure is formed, and that is useful for to filter the water, because of this madreporite is the first part of the water vascular system. And this water vascular system, here these water which are entered through this the madreporite, through this shoe or through the pores inside the water vascular system. And so below this the madreporite there are the one small ampulla is present, and inside the ampulla all these the pores separately opened inside the ampulla here, and this ampulla which is connected to the stone canal is the part of the water vascular system that we will discuss at the time of the water vascular system. So in this way there are the madreporite is present, but this madreporite is present between the two arms. That's why these two arms are called as the bivium, and the remaining three arms there is no madreporite. That's why these remaining three arms are called as the trivium. Though bivium means where the madreporite is present in between the two arms, that is called as the bivium, and remaining three arms which are called as the trivium. This is the very simple. So then here, in case of the some another sea stars, example we have been seen, that is the pentamerus. Example we have been seen the Solaster, as well as the Heliaster. There are the more than 5 arms are present, and that's why it is observed that in case of the some starfishes there are more than one madreporite is present. There are the more than one madreporite which is present here, and this is the main structure of the madreporite. Then we will see the next one, the spines. Just like on the aboral surface, oral surface we have been seen, there are the 4 types of the spines are present. But here on the aboral surface, there are only the spines are present. The spines are small, very stout, and these are irregularly arranged on the aboral surface. On the aboral surface, these type of the spines are also present in the oral side also, but that is the less in number. But here on the aboral surface, these are the highest in numbers. But suppose we have been seen that generally these are parallelly arranged on each arm. These are irregularly spaced, have been distributed here. But the spines, these are situated inside the integument or the skin on the ossicle, that is called as the ambulacral ossicles. Called as the ambulacral ossicles. Mean the spines which are present inside the skin with the help of the ossicles are ossicles which are given the support to the spine. These type of the arrangements which are seen here. And as well as suppose we have been seen the next one, that is the papillae, it is called as the gills, or it is also called as the branchiae. It is also called as the branchiae. Where these are present here? So these are present. Those are the spines are present surrounding the spines. Surrounding the spines, there are numerous minute pores are present. Numerous minute pores are present, and these pores, or through these pores, there are thin-walled, finger-like, very delicate the projections which are come out here, and that projections are called as the papillae, or it is called as the gills. Even in some book it is also called as the branchiae. Is called as the branchiae. But these are the hollow gills are present, and these hollow gills which are directly communicate through their lumen to the coelom of the animals, or the coelom of the coelom. Coelom is the body cavity. These are directly communicate to the body cavity also. And so here this is about the main structure of the papillae. But what is the function of the papillae? Papillae which are useful for to the respiration, and as well as that is useful for to the excretion. Means those are the external products that are removed from the papillae, and these are also useful for to the respiration, means gaseous exchange of these animals, which are also that takes place through the papillae. That's why it is also called as the gills, and this is also used as a branchiae like the fishes. That's why it is also called as the branchiae. These are also with the importance of or the structure of this the papillae. Then the next part, that is called as the Pedicel Array. Where are the Pedicel Arrays are present? These Pedicel Array which are also present on these are also present on the skin. So here in this the first figure you can observe. In this the first figure you can observe, here is at the centrally there are the tubercle or the spine is shown here. Surrounding this there are the finger-like projections are seen, which is called as the dermal branchiae, or it is called as the papillae or the gills, that are shown here. And already you have been seen in the integument there are the small pore is present, that is called as the dermal pore, and through this the dermal papillae which are also with the project out. But surrounding this, those are the space is present between the papillae and the spines. There are the presence of the number of Pedicel Array. There are presence of the number of the Pedicel Arrays are present here. And these Pedicel Array are the pincer-like. These are the pincer-like. And these Pedicel Array which are the different types into the different animals. In the different animals or the different types of the sea stars. So this type of the Pedicel Array which are this type of the Pedicel Array which are the two types, but how these are arranged here? Inside this the arrangement of the Pedicel Array, there are the three ossicles are present. One is called as the basal plate, and there are the two jaw-like structures are present. Two jaw-like structures are present. This jaw-like structure is present, and that's why it is called as the forcipulate pedunculate Pedicel Array. Forcipulate, pedunculate, Pedicel Array, and these are the two types according to their the arrangements. According to their the arrangements, and inside the Pedicel Array, these are the three ossicles are present, but these are situated on the one peduncle or the stalk. These are situated on the peduncle or the stalk. Here are the peduncle is present, but inside the peduncle there are no any one type of the ossicles are present, and that's why that are the movable. That's why that are the movable. So here first we will see the straight type of this the Pedicel Array. In this the straight type of the Pedicel Array, here is the arrangement is seen. You can see there are the two jaw-like structures. These are the two jaw-like structure is seen, and so here these are the two plates. these two plates are seen here and that are arranged. These are somewhat triangular in shape. But in the inner side there are the small denticles are also present. There are the small denticles are present. And these are attached to the basal plate. This one is the basal plate. And these are attached to the basal plate with the help of the two types of the muscles. That is the two pair of the adductor muscles and one pair of the abductor muscles. What is the role of these the adductor muscles? Adductor muscles which are useful for to close the jaw and abductor muscles which are useful for to open the jaw. This type of the arrangement is seen just like the forceps. That's why it is called as the forceps or the straight type of the pedicel array. The another figure C, you can see that is called as the cross type, or it is also called as the scissor type of the pedicel array. But in this, you can see here the arrangement is the same. So here, but these are the two plates are present, and these two plates, their posterior end or the inner end which are crossed just like the crossbill. Which are crossed just like the crossbill. But in between these two, there are the basal plate is present. This basal plate is the very small. Basal plate is the very small. And this basal plate which are attaches the two jaws. These are attaches the two jaws. On the inner side of the jaws, you can see there are the denticles are present here. There are the denticles which are present here. And even just like the forceps type of the pedicel array, this cross type of the pedicel array, which are also bounded by the two pair of the adductor muscles and one pair of the adductor muscles. Two pair of the abductor muscles which are useful for to close the jaw and adductor muscles which are useful for to opening the jaw. And these type of the arrangements which are seen here. Even in case of the starfish, there are the very rarely third type of the pedicel arrays are present here, that is called as the sessile pedicel array. This sessile pedicel array, which is not found in all type of the species, but in the some species. This sessile type of the pedicel array means what? There are the stalk or the peduncle is absent. There are the stalk or the peduncle which is the absent here, and that's why this is called as the peduncle array also. Then now we will see the functions of the pedicel array. The functions of the pedicel array, which are the very simple, they serve as a offense and the defense organs. Offense and the defense organ. This is the main function also. Because of they are provide the protection to the gills. This is the one. Second one, they keep the general body surface free from the debris. And they are the organisms like the sponges and the ciliates which are sitting on the body that are killed by this the pedicel array, and as well as keep the total skin free from the the debris also. Then here, related to this topic, so here I will give to you the some assignments. Write a short note on the structure and function of the pedicel array. The details about that, because of it is very important for the examination point of view. Then we will see the assignments also. Related to this topic, so I will give to you the some types of the questions. Write the note on the structure and the functions of the pedicel array. Then here, the next one, that is just describe in details the actinal surface of the starfish or the oral surface of the starfish, and give in brief the habit and the habitat of the starfish. Instead of this, there are the some another type of the question may be asked to you. Describe in details the abactinal surface of the starfish. Such a type of the questions may be asked to you here. So, in this today's lecture, we have been completed the study. Starfish is belong to the phylum Echinodermata, and we have been just taking the review of the Echinodermata. Then there are the 4 species of the Asterias that we have been seen into the different types of the species. Then oral surface is faces toward the substratum. Then aboral surface is faces towards the upper surface. These are also be seen here, and there are the most important, the offense and the defense organ is the pedicel area. These are the various topics we have been seen here. In the next lecture, we will start the details about the digestive system of the starfish. Related to this, there are the how they are taking the food material, what is the feeding mechanism, and how the food is digested related to the physiology of the digestion. So here we will continue in the next lectures. Thank you.